So one of the first things we need to talk about when we speak of digital signatures and and certificates are the keys and how those keys are implemented and shared. Now, there's some things that we've talked about already that we need to go through again. So first off, let's look at a common key infrastructure. Now, this common key may be given through a pre-shared key infrastructure. So I meet up with Bob and I give him my key and a shared common key, and we can use that to communicate and create encrypted results. Or we can use a secured communication to send the key back and forth to each other. Now, a common key, they call this a symmetric key. Symmetric key. I want you to know that. I'm going to write this on the screen here. And I'm going to try and spell it correctly. Symmetric. I believe I spelled that right. Symmetric key. When we're dealing with this symmetric key, what we're really doing, what we're really saying is we're not just going to use this for encryption, we're also going to use this for decryption. So this is going to be used here to create the encrypted result, but it's also going to be used here to decrypt and get our clear text message. Now, as we said before, this isn't exactly the best way to go about things because the key is static in this type of environment and it's symmetric. This is often easily broken. So it's not something we use commonly in our environments because it's used to encrypt and decrypt, not as secure as we would like. This is very susceptible to key attacks because we're using it in two places. We're using it all the time. If we capture enough of this traffic going back and forth, we may be able to reverse the key. Now, when we're looking at symmetric keys, obviously there's another side to that coin. And the other side of that coin is asymmetric keys. Asymmetric keys mean we use one key to encrypt the traffic and another key to decrypt the traffic. So let's look at this. First off, we have to have a public key. Okay, we have a key pair. I'm gonna write that out here. A key pair. The first key is for us. It's a private key. It's a key we never let go of. So Bob creates two keys. He creates key 3 and key 4. Pat creates two keys, key 2 and key 1. Now, one of those keys is going to be public. In this case, Bob has a public key of 3. Pat has a public key of 1. Pat has a public key of 1. Now, these public keys can be given to anyone. Anyone. I can throw them out on the internet if I want. It doesn't matter because these are asymmetric keys. The key that is used to encrypt traffic cannot be used to decrypt traffic. So even though Pat and Bob's public keys are out there for all the world to see, that mathematical algorithm used to decrypt any traffic that is sent by these public keys is not the same. So no one has the private key. Bob is going to keep this fourth key private. And Pat is going to keep this second key private. Not going to be shared with the public. So any traffic encrypted by Bob or Pat's public keys is only reversible by the private keys. So let's take an example here. I'm going to clear the screen for a second and let's have an actual example. A lot of people struggle with this concept. So Bob has this public key. He's made it public. Let's say Pat wants to send a message to Bob. So Pat downloads this public key. Okay. So Pat uses that public key to encrypt traffic that's meant for who? That's meant for Bob. That traffic is going across. And then Bob uses key 4 to decrypt the traffic in order to read the message. Now, even if we had a rogue user down here, I'm going to attempt to draw a rogue user. A rogue user, we'll put a little mask on him. Oh, that's horrible. A little bandit mask on our rogue user here. He has Bob's public key. He's going to try and read this encrypted result. He will be unable to because, like we said, the encryption process is completely different from the decryption process. The mathematical algorithms are completely different. So this rogue user will be unable to read any messages for Bob, even though there is a public key used to encrypt everything because the algorithm is different for decryption. So this is very, very beneficial because we're now allowed to have this public key infrastructure, right? I have public keys that I've made available to the public at large so they can send me encrypted messages. And when they send me encrypted messages, they can do things like send me their public keys in private or send me specific keys. It can be used to share information very, very securely.